Um,
All right, welcome to the Three Beards podcast. My name's Craig, along with
oh, my bad.
Austin and Chris. And Austin, I'll let you introduce our guests, sir.
We have Mr.
We're not.
Jordan Johnson from UCF. Just
What's up?
graduated recently.
Yep, just graduated back in December, an alum night.
And the kind of the funny thing about that, um, it was kind of in a way it worked out good for us because I don't know if he told you,
That's awesome.
we received
That's all. Here we go.
we received a little bit of a message from the athletics department telling us that unless we go through them first, we're no longer allowed to just contact you guys and talk to you. Because after talking to assistant coach Alex, and after talking to this,
Yeah.
it was Otis, wasn't it?
Otis.
Yeah, we
I
had
talked to Otis, and then
Yeah.
after coach, it was like
Yeah, and, that's what the
email.
coach, and then we get this email saying basically cease and desist talking to UCF players and coaching staff unless you go through the athletics department. And so we're like, well, I guess we didn't get Jordan in trouble. That was good. I'm like, yeah. So now we got you on. So thank you for joining with.
And since I'm no longer an NCAA player, I can do as I please.
Yes. So it was, yeah. So that was.
There we go. Hey.
But awesome. So, a couple questions. Austin is by far
real quick.
diehard UCF guy. You can kind of see it a little bit behind me. I have a University of Hawaii. That's my team. Chris is Florida State. But since I've
sorry, Chris.
I know. But since I'm here,
yes.
I mean, I'm not gonna rag on you too bad. Y'all can't even get up in the big leagues to play with us, so I'm not gonna rag you too bad. But
you can't handle your league. Get out! Oh, we're not starting this. We got a guest on. We'll keep it quiet.
We're gonna show manners. We're gonna show manners often today.
Yeah.
But
this time,
I'm born and raised in Orlando, so I can rock out with UCF. But it seems like every time I put on a UCF hat, y'all lose. So Austin's been a little upset with me.
Yeah, so he became a bandwagon this year, and we lost 3 games. So I revoked his bandwagon immediately. I said, "You're done." it was because of him. So
there's kind of
I blame him 100%.
Yeah, Joshua, holding up the thing. All of a sudden, he starts weakening. Yeah, that's when Chris jumped in there and started celebrating. That's why he started having problems. And then as soon as he went back, all of a sudden, boom, you guys are right back.
Exactly. So
hey, just stay with Florida State, bro. Just stay with Florida
State. We're gonna be
thank you.
We're gonna be national champions this year.
Oh, okay.
He thinks they're going 12-0.
Not fake national champion.
Oh God! Shots fired. God. And Jordan Johnson has come on, and he suddenly regrets it. Just that fast.
So I hear you getting ready to go to the you getting ready to try to go to the NFL.
This guy, man, I swear to God.
Trying to get ready for the NFL.
Yep, I'm down in Daytona training.
You're gonna get banned off your own podcast.
You're Daytona training.
Yeah, with a guy named Tom Shaw. He's trained the best of the best.
Okay. You got any places where you would really like to go? I mean, where would you really like to go? What's your diehard team or your?
I mean, of course, just the opportunity to play anywhere would be amazing. And then I am originally from Jacksonville, Florida, so exactly. So that would be ideal to live at home and play for the team I grew up watching my whole life. But I'm definitely willing to play for any team.
That'd be awesome to get you back home. I mean, I've never noticed them usually get hometown boys back to their home team, but it would be nice to keep you close to, go back to Jacksonville and show out.
Yeah, that'd be great.
So I know with the you didn't get called to the draft, and I know it seems like the draft isn't as important now because all the guys didn't do the workouts, and
the combine.
Clark, yeah, I'm sorry, combine. I'm sorry, the combine. Yeah. Even Neville Clark didn't do half the workouts. So do you don't really care that you didn't make the draft because the pro day is coming up in March?
Yeah.
And what's the difference between pro day and combine? What's the different workouts?
As long as I go and do well in my pro day, I think everything will be fine. It's there's only a couple slots available in the combine, so me not making that wasn't like a downer on me. Like I'm just using that as like fuel to my fire to show out on my pro day.
Yeah, that makes sense. What's the different workouts between the combine and pro day? Because you can't go to pro day as a fan. So
I mean, a lot of them are really similar, and
Okay.
then the only difference is instead of having a whole designated like segment for all the positions, like different days, everything is the same day,
Gotcha.
and at the end of the pro day, the NFL coaches ask for certain positions to do certain drills.
Gotcha. Okay.
So it just
Makes
depends
sense.
on the different pro days. It's not like a set thing for each pro day. It's all different.
Gotcha.
Now,
But
were you there when that lineman ran that 40 time? Oh my God!
Yeah.
I was like, when I saw that big guy hop up there, I'm like, all right, this is this is pretty cool. And then when he took off, I'm like, holy God,
He's
that guy
moving.
could run! Oh
Yeah, it was a
man!
couple. It was a couple guys at the combine that were flying,
but
300 pounds plus and all.
Yeah,
But how does that work? My question is, how does that work? Because you're listed as number 23 offensive guard in the country. So you're 23. Your numbers are high. So why your numbers are pretty low compared to all the guards coming out. Why? Is it just a politic thing, or you just got to go show your worth now?
Like you said, I just gotta go show my worth, and I never was like worried about that. That's never like something that seeped into my mind. Like, why didn't I make it? Like, what's going on? Like, it's not about that. And I just want to go out and showcase whenever I can. Not, it doesn't have to be on national television. It doesn't have to be in front of everybody. As long as the NFL scouts that are there for me are seeing me perform well, then that's all that matters.
There you go.
Cool. That's cool.
So we interviewed Aaron Evans maybe 2 months ago, but I feel like when it comes to football, everyone's like the quarterback's the most important position. Honestly, being a lineman, it's not. The center is the most important position, and you came in your sophomore year, or you transferred to center, and you went through hell, man. Between two different quarterbacks and two different coaches, was that a struggle for you, or you just got on quick?
Honestly, I wouldn't say I went through hell. I think it was a pretty smooth transition, and
Yeah.
it was a lot of fun playing with some really skilled guys behind me. So even if a lot of times we weren't clicking as an offensive line together, a lot of times whoever was the quarterback behind us got us out of trouble.
What would you say
Yeah.
was probably the biggest change between Frost and the new system? What would you? What would you? I mean, if you had to pick like one thing that you said was clearly a different style, what would you say that one thing was between the two?
The biggest thing that jumps out to me is probably in the passing game. With Frost, we did a lot of bubble screens and a lot of like I wouldn't say like horizontal routes, like some stuff on the line or like quick throws. But with Hyper, we're like taking shots downfield. We're doing streaks and posts and like we're trying to pick on their weakest defender so that like we can expose him and score a lot of points that way. But it, with Frost, it was really like strategic. Like we're gonna run this play, then this play, then this play. But with Hyper, it was like we're gonna take a shot down the field and see what we can get.
Nice. So, what was everybody's feeling? That I mean, that's the biggest question that's always asked. Milton goes down. Gabriel's sitting there waiting to go. Was everybody? We still got this, or was there a big question mark? Does he have what we hope he has when he takes that snap?
I don't think anybody doubted Dylan. We knew that he was a baller since the moment he stepped on our campus. Um, I remember back to my freshman year when McKenzie came on. It was like the same thing. Like everybody was like, bro, this kid is special. Like when he gets the chance to touch the field, he's gonna make some noise. And I think it was the same exact thing for Dylan when he came on and he came and it was almost like man, oh man, like he didn't get the chance to shine because we just got a transfer quarterback and we got another quarterback who played a lot last year. So we don't really know if he'll play this year. He'll end up redshirting. And then when he got the starting job, we were like, okay, like there's no fallback. There's like we didn't regress at all with him because he
Nice.
was just as good as the other guys he was competing with.
Yeah, that's kind of my thing. Is when we got between the banter between those two, I was letting that fly, but I was just going to tell you, it's just coming from University of Hawaii, Oregon
That's
State
awesome.
was my team. So I kind of looked at it in that way. It's like I'm starting to, from an outsider thing. If I had to pick a Florida school, it would be UCF. Is who I was going to kind of pay attention to anyway. And so it kind of helped when I became friends with these guys. Austin was already a big fan, and so he's like encyclopedia for UCF and stuff about the game. So I followed along, and just coming from my side of the West Coast, not a lot of us were big fans of Florida State or Florida anyway, because just the long-term national champions, all that stuff. You're just like, I'm so sick and tired of the ACC and the SEC. I'm so tired of it. But then, coming over here. So it was one of those cool. It's been cool getting to talk to players like yourself and actually getting the perspective of this school that has that chip on their shoulder. We're like, we're tired of being treated like we're this second-class team. We want to be taken seriously. It's been pretty cool hearing your guys' story on that.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun, definitely. And I just know that if UCF were to ever play FSU, I don't know if they would want to do that. I don't think they would ever want to play us because
they're scared.
Honestly, I don't blame them though. I don't blame them because they have nothing to gain from winning.
Not at all.
They win. They're like, okay, we beat UCF. That's what's supposed to happen. But if UCF wins, they're never going to hear the end of it.
No, we need to. I mean, I'm all for it. I mean, 3 Florida teams. Miami. I believe y'all could compete. I mean, I honestly give it to you. I just talk a lot of trash, but I think y'all could compete. But I do not think y'all could have competed against Alabama the year y'all were named national champions. What do you think? What do you think? Your buddy said yes.
2017.
How do you feel about that?
We could have competed with any team in the nation that year.
Good answer. I'll take that.
That was a great team, man. We had a great team.
We were a complete team. Complete. Like we were missing nothing. You can't find a weakness in that team.
It looked good. I'm not gonna lie.
So let's do the time travel. Go back to 2015. You're a senior in high school. I'm looking at all these offers from Miami to Ohio State, and you visited 3 different ones: UCF, Georgia Southern, and Georgia Tech. 2015 was we were 0-15. What made you decide, hey, UCF, or decline, and you said, you know what, UCF's my school? Why'd you choose UCF?
The main reason was the people that I met there. Like they had brought in a whole new staff, and my brother went to college to play football too, and he told me don't go to a school because of the staff, but it was really just the people around the program too, like surrounding the program, like anyone from, I don't know, the janitor or the people who work in recruiting, or like just the genuine people that were around the program. They would seem like good people, and that's what I wanted to be around. And I knew that bringing in a new staff, it was going to be different. So I knew they couldn't possibly go 0-12 again. And I just had a lot of faith in UCF. And then, of course, the other things, other factors like being close to home and being warm and stuff like that, those things matter to me as well.
Well, there's kind of, Debbie asked the questions like, what did you like most about being, on UCF or playing football in general? What's your favorite thing about that sport?
I think everybody can agree that winning is the best part of any sport. And we won a lot of games at UCF, unlike Florida State. But we definitely won a lot of games at home.
Yeah.
So I just gotta ask.
Keep going, it's fine.
I just gotta ask you. You're ragging on Florida State. What was your team before you went to UCF? I mean, you're gonna say a Gator, or because you're close to the swamp. I mean, you're gonna probably say the Gators or the U. I mean, what was your team before you went to play for UCF? You can tell me. I won't tell nobody.
You're absolutely right. I grew up a Florida fan. Back in the glory days of Tim Tebow, Percy Harvin, the Pouncey Twins, Chris Rainey, like all of those guys. Come on, man. Nobody was competing with Florida back in the day.
But
Urban Meyer, he's arguably the best college football coach ever. Him and Nick Saban are there.
Yeah, dude.
Okay. I mean, I get that. I mean,
it's true.
Most people from Jacksonville region, they're usually Gator fans. I mean,
and Tim Tebow's from Jacksonville, so I got nothing but support for him.
He's from Okay, no, I was gonna get it out eventually. I knew I was. But now you're all UCF. Everything UCF. You don't even look at the Gators no more because they didn't give you a shot, right?
I like us to beat the Gators as well. That 2017 that y'all spoke on, yeah, we would have smashed the Gators.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Kind of a little bit of a serious question with you too is it's one of those I've always had a question since being a college football fan, and you kind of did it going to UCF in that form because if I heard Austin right, you said Ohio State and Miami, you had offers.
Mm-hmm.
So, and coming from the West Coast, this is when USC was king. You know, they were just knocking down people through the Pac-12. I mean, they were the titles. And I'm coming at times like Reggie Bush, Matt Leinart. You've got all these guys. I always had that question: why, as a player coming out of high school, why do you sign with a team where you know you're going to be third string for 2 years and never see the football? You're going to sit there, and why not go like you did and go to UCF and get right on the field and start working on your resume for the combine? I mean, if you could answer that, why do some guys make that choice instead of like you and do the right thing? Get on the field, play.
Exactly. I agree with you wholeheartedly. I went somewhere where I knew that I would have the opportunity to compete for the starting position, and I'm sure that the coaches that recruited me told me and probably every other recruit that, hey, yeah, come here, you're gonna have an opportunity to compete for a starting job. Like that's the kind of things that they tell you when you get recruited. But like I actually had an opportunity. It wasn't just what the coach was saying to get me there. And when I got there, I played just about every single game. I played every single game at UCF that I was there.
Yeah, and that's kind of the thing. It's like that seems more like Randy Moss going to Marshall. You've got guys that are talented, and they go to a school where they're on the field, and you see the stats. They got the stats to go in it. You're not doing something where it's like you get 1 year. I mean, you're a talent, but you don't really have a resume for the NFL to look at because you're just like, okay, well, this is 1 year. We think he can do it. And so you've got a resume coming in. It's like I started almost my entire career with UCF.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then it was a lot of fun just being a part of something special.
And then Keith asked a question about it's another one. So where's your stance on being paid as a player? Are you for that? Or are you kind of on the fence like it's okay the way it is?
I definitely think that college football players should be compensated, mainly just because of how much revenue like college football brings to a school. And I took a sports business class back in the spring of my junior year, and I was learning about all the revenue that college football bring in, and I was like, why are why are they not being paid? Because like it's not even just like direct pay, like ticket sales, and like season ticket holder sales. It's way more than that. Like the amount of like applicants that came into UCF after we went 13-0, like it grew substantially, and that can be arguably like a lot of to the fact that we won a lot of games, so people wanted to come support that and they wanted to come to UCF. The brand of UCF was being built, and now people are applying more and more often to come there, which in turns increases the revenue that the school is bringing in.
But my only controversy is with getting paid. I mean, y'all deserve to get paid, but that's gonna take a lot of good talent out of some of these schools that have a chance to compete in the big leagues, but it's going to take a lot of the talent out. Like, Alabama's going to be able to stack the deck. Hey, look, we want you, Jordan Johnson. We want you. We want you. We can pay you this. We can pay you that. Then UCF comes with the table. Well, we'll give you a scholarship and we can pay you a little bit, but we can't pay you what Bama's paying you. So that means that's going to cloud a lot of young kids' mind who grew up not having nothing. You grew up in down south. You grew up somewhere in a poor town, and your parents didn't have a whole lot, but they struggled to give you what you needed. So the Alabama say we'll pay you $10,000 a year, $5,000 a game, or you know what I'm saying, and you're like, oh, UCF's only paying $250 a game, but they're paying for my scholarship. That 10,000 versus 250 is going to clout. I think it's going to clout some players' minds, even with their agent, their manager, whoever. I think it's just going to clout the system as far as stacking teams. Every team's the same team's going to win national every year.
You think that? You think so?
I mean, my theory on that. Did it sound right to you? Like if I
it's
say
like the
I
same
give you,
thing Craig just said.
if I give you 10,000 a game, and somebody say I give you 500 a game, where are you going? I mean,
I think.
But is that guaranteed money? You know what I mean? Like they're going to pay you practice squad, but you're not going to get paid the starting pay because you're not
I
playing
just feel
games.
like
So
in theory, what you just said was 100%. But like in reality, and if you really want to be technical, there's like teams paying players under the table
yeah,
now
it's
today.
happening.
It's
It's
happening.
happening.
Like so, for that to for you think that'll like take it overboard? Like it's all it should already be that way. Then you would already see the same team winning because these big schools, the teams that are they're paying the players to come there, and it doesn't go on record, but I know guys who went to schools because they got paid.
I've seen it.
And
I'm
That
not gonna put
happens.
no player on the spot, but I've seen it, with my own eyes. Mama didn't have a whole lot, but Mama was flew to every game. That could have been part of his contract. Hey, I need my mama at every game. They came and got her. He had a car. He had this. He had that. And I mean, he played in the NFL for a little while, but I'm not gonna put nobody on the spot. So I know exactly what you're saying with that. But you have a broad. I mean, I can't say nothing about that because maybe a lot more players
It's
that
all
we
good.
know of is getting paid. So I can't. I don't know how many players are actually getting paid.
I'll do the legal disclaimer. The alleged thing where Reggie Bush's parents would come from Louisiana to all of the games at USC, they're like, yeah, you're making money. Well, it's allegedly, it's that type of stuff. It's like you said, there's no way a family that doesn't have a lot of money is traveling cross country to see every single one of the games.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, if you're the head coach, and you have Reggie Bush on your team, are you flying his mom out every week?
Yeah, they're like, oh, they were making it out here. Yeah, just the USC plane just happened to land outside of, just kind of fly, or, plane tickets just dropped out of the sky. Oops.
But
Exactly.
college has really strict rules. You can't even sell one of your jerseys. I mean, I mean, if when you play, you can't even sell your jersey. You can't sell your autograph. I mean, they just got to come make it across the board on what they do. So how far do you think it's out? Do you even follow that a little bit? I mean, that's the least of your worries. Now you're trying to go make the big bucks, but do you even follow it? Do you even follow that little trend of some of your boys might get a little check every now and then?
I think that it's looking up. It's getting closer to that, like two players being compensated for their likeness. But I know that the biggest reason why I would want it, not just for like the compensation of players, because I being a player and I went through all of that, but mainly because the video game got cut short because of that. The NCAA football game, that was probably my
That's awesome.
favorite game growing up.
Dude, I used to love that. Yeah.
Like the road to glory, you get to create a player and watch him go through college from out of high school. Like that was like I was basically living out my dream through a video game, and then they were just
Who created their own player with their own stats.
You got to.
I just happened to have a white guy, that happened to be 6'3", 230 pounds. Yeah, they just happened to suddenly have Superman abilities. I don't know who that was.
Yeah, it happens.
Exactly. 99 everything.
Exactly. There's 17 touchdowns a game. I mean, who doesn't?
It's crazy. It's a Joe Burrow.
But kind of back to that thing. So now, do you think if we did like a flat scale across the board to where every player makes the same fee, and then for say somebody like yourself, to differentiate like you from the punter, why would I make the same amount of money as a guy that barely sees the field, in the game? I'm on there every play. He's on there, just several times. So one one kind of thing that I saw thrown out there is you guys we'll just do easy math. Say you guys are just given a flat, $150 to play, but then you can go out and if somebody wants your autograph, somebody wants this, somebody wants to pay any appearance fees, you're allowed to do it.
I think that's the way it should be, and it really shouldn't matter that you feel like the center should be getting paid more than the punter because the center plays more. Because at the end of the day, it's still like that now. The center gets a scholarship, the punter gets a scholarship too in most cases. So it's still basically, even though they're not being paid actually monetary value, they're both getting the same scholarship. So
yeah, I mean that's happening. Yeah, you got a point there. I didn't think of it in that aspect. They're getting that same scholarship. They both get a full ride. They're both getting that same amount of pay.
exactly.
Yeah, because that was their theory. It's like do we pay do we pay the starting quarterback the same as the guy that never sees the field? It's like obviously the starting quarterback, people are buying that jersey, right? Right and left. I mean, those, when you grew up in Florida, Tim Tebow jerseys, those things are flying.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody except for mom and grandma is buying the puncher's jersey. It's just like I said, across the country, I mean, everybody's got Tim Tebow's thing on. So obviously, you're not going to pay in a capitalist system. It wouldn't be right to pay somebody the same amount of money because obviously one guy is bringing in the revenue and the other one. But at the same point, Tim Tebow isn't doing anything if you're not hiking the ball to him right.
Exactly.
So that's what I said. So at some point, there's got to be some level of, I hate doing it. It's almost like a socialist type thing. Everybody gets to say, everybody gets the participation trophy. But at the same time, how do you differentiate? Because it's a team sport. It's not an individual.
I think everyone should get the same pay, like the base pay from the NCAA, and then you should also be allowed to use your likeness to benefit. For example, they sell jerseys like UCF football jerseys in the bookstore, and none of us are benefiting from them. And a lot of times it has a certain number on there. Like, for example, our quarterback, Justin Holman, had number 13 during the 2013 season. But, like, they made it seem like it was 13 as in the number of the year 13, 2013. But it was obvious that it was, like, the starting quarterback's jersey. But they just didn't put his name on the back of it. And they sold it as 2013's jersey.
Yeah.
But, like, he should have been compensated for that.
Yeah.
That's true. So, what are you going to miss the most about campus life?
What am I going to miss the most about what?
The campus life, actually living, being there on campus. Because we know that there was never any partying. It was all studying. All studying. You were in study hall, at labs, doing everything 24/7.
Bro, this 3.0 GPA wasn't going to get itself, bro. So
there you go. There you go.
Had to stay in those books. You feel me? Had to stay in the books, library, study hall, all of that, man.
So honestly, what are you going to miss most? Are you going to just
probably just being in the locker room with the guys? We still have a group chat from like the football team and stuff, like the guys that who were like close knit with us, and we like a lot of guys that are in that group chat like have graduated, like me and myself and Anthony Roberson a lot. And A-Rob made a joke the other day. I hope he was joking at least. He was like, "Bro, I miss being in the locker room with y'all, man, because I'm in Planet Fitness trying to dance in the locker room, and they looking at me like I'm about to get suspended out of the Planet Fitness locker room."
Lock alarms going on.
That's awesome.
So yeah, just being around the guys is like the best part.
That's awesome. Well, I don't want to bring it up. 2018, Mackenzie went down. 2019 comes around. We see the comparison of last year, how Dylan is almost exactly like Mackenzie. Do you see that comparison too, with you being the center, obviously?
This is not a knock on. This is not a knock on Mackenzie at all because I got much love for him.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Dylan is way better than Mackenzie was his freshman year. Like
we talk about that. We say like, man, Dylan looks really good. Mackenzie, we love you, but dude, Dylan looks really good. Like,
I'm trying to remember McKenzie's stats from freshman year. I think it was like 13 touchdowns, and he didn't start the first 4 games, but 13 touchdowns, like 7 picks or something like that, a couple rushing touchdowns, like very below average or average at best.
Yeah.
Dylan, 3,000 yards, 30 plus touchdowns, couple rushing touchdowns. Like, it was a very big thing to see out of a freshman, and he's only going up from here.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm excited. We're all excited, and I mean, we have so much quarterback depth now. Mac's still here. We got Quandry Jones back. We got the guy from Arizona. I forgot his name already, but I'm excited, man. I really am. But I had another question. I forgot what it was. Well, I know these two guys probably don't know anything about it. You get asked all the time, what's it like being an offensive lineman as a vegan? It's completely different.
Soon as I went vegan, everybody around me became a comedian. So
of course.
I get like at least 26 on average vegan jokes a day. So
geez.
I mean, I eat the cows; they eat your food. So I mean,
that's awesome.
How many times do you get asked if you eat fish?
What'd you say?
I said, how many times do people ask you if you eat fish?
Like all the time. So you still eat fish though, right? No, I don't. I don't eat anything. Any animals? No.
Yeah, I
don't eat animals.
I know that because I know a few people who are vegan, and it's the same thing. They said all the time. People ask me, it's like, we can have fish, right? And you're like, what part of vegan did you not understand?
So how hard is it? So how hard is it to maintain that 320? As being a vegan, are you a little bit more than 320 now?
So I don't know why, but on the UCF thing, I have been listed as 320 since my sophomore year, and I have not weighed that much. I have not weighed that much since my sophomore year of college. I'm 300 pounds on the dot. Like,
there you go.
Like I was 295 my junior year and my senior year, like 295. So I don't know why they never updated it, but I haven't been 320 in a long time.
I think they left it there just to intimidate the other team more when they're trying to.
Yeah.
Like, you better bulk up. He's 320.
But it's not hard to maintain my weight. I just make sure I eat enough calories a day and I'll be fine.
There you go.
Yeah,
something else. I can't remember.
Yeah, what's your favorite dish? We'll try while he's thinking about that.
Veggie stir fry.
Veggie stir fry. There you go.
Oh yeah, you can put all the seasoning in that. You can rock out
all
with that.
Seasoning. Feel me?
Yeah. At first, I thought he said seafood, and I'm like, we just talked about that.
Yeah, one job.
Damn it, man. I literally just talked about this. I think he just said seafood. I'm like, oh my god.
Stir fry for the listeners. Stir fry.
Well, we can. I mean, we talk about it all the time. We played Memphis 4 times, beat them every time. You know, what was your favorite game out of all your whole career at UCF? Your favorite game to play?
Oh, probably the Peach Bowl, and that's an easy pick.
Yeah,
and then this is the reason why, because whole time I'm like, okay, we're 12-0 right now, guys. We're good. Like we just had a great season. Like, we're good, and then we go to that meeting to tell us which game we're playing in for the bowl game, and I was like, man, it's been fun, going undefeated and all, but.
Yeah.
We're playing the big dogs now, so I'm sorry, y'all. But then, we play the game. We go into it with a good mindset. We, fourth quarter, Burkett takes back the pick 6 to the house. I'm sitting on the bench
yeah.
We're really about to win this game. I couldn't believe it. So it was a lot of fun being a part of that.
Yeah.
We've got somebody asking a question, and is there anyone you saw in practice you didn't want to hit? Like, oh God.
I wouldn't say didn't want to hit, but I knew when I went against guys like Tristan Hill and Jemias Pittman, when I went against Pitt in practice,
they bringing the wood.
I'm just thinking I gotta bring my A game. I can't be slipping on when I go against him, because he had speed, agility, quickness, and strength. He was strong, and he could move his body so quick. So you had to be on your P's and Q's going against Pitt in practice.
Yeah.
Nice.
But we talked to another player about the rules. I mean, I'm not a fan of the targeting rule because you run a 4-2 flat. The player catches the ball. You're trying to pull up. In order not to pull your back, your knees, you just go ahead and deliver that hit. I mean, yes, some of it's intentional. Very few of it, but some of it you're trying to pull up, but you just hit him. And it's like, how do you feel about the targeting rule? I hate it.
It gets ridiculous at certain times. It's only a bad call when it's against one of your players. Like
Yeah.
if they hit your players too hard, you're like, well, bro, what was that?
Hit you in the shoulder. You're looking at the ref targeting.
Exactly. Oh, that was targeting. But if it's one of your players delivering the hit, you're like, that was a clean hit. Like, what are they? This is football.
Because I know back in the day, we used to just try to see how many scuffs we could get on our helmet by the end of the game. We're like,
that was the
can
goal.
we scuff this thing up, stickers and all? We try to put that wood on it. But now it's like...
Now you got to be cautious, man. They're making the game a little bit less like it was before, but it's for the safety of the players. But we know what we signed up for when we put on those helmets and those pads,
So one more question I got. Mackenzie goes down. Mac comes in. I love Mac, man. I really do. Mac truck. I'm always saying that. Mac truck. People are like, what are you saying? Mac truck. We play Memphis again. Beat Memphis in the conference championship. What was y'all's locker room feel like? All right, we made it. Shit, we're playing LSU, man. We beat Auburn. We can do it, but we don't have Mackenzie. So what was y'all locker room feel like? All right.
So I told you for the Peach Bowl, I was like, man, I don't know about this one.
Yeah.
But for the Fiesta Bowl, I was like, we got this because last year I was like, man, I don't know, and then we ended up winning. So now I have confidence through our demonstrated ability that we can go out and win this game.
Yeah.
So I had full confidence in us, and a little disappointed from the outcome, but we definitely gave it all.
I mean, you guys lost by 8 points to the now national championship. I mean, y'all played your hearts out, man. And I don't want anybody thinking that we're downing Mac because he didn't play well. He played a great game, but he didn't play as much, so he wasn't, I don't think, ready. But dude, you guys played great. So.
And then we missed out on a bunch of opportunities that game too.
It happens. I mean, but in reality, everyone's bashing you guys, not bashing you, but all the haters are like, oh, you guys lost 3 times. But we lost 4 times in the past 2 or 3 years now. No one else can say that. So, come on, guys.
Exactly.
Oh, well. Nice.
Oh, well.
Well, sir.
That's it, man.
It was a pleasure having you on.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me. It's been a pleasure being here.
Well, when you make it to the league, don't forget about us, brother. Just come talk to us again. We just want to talk to you. When you get that rule book, and you're like, I can talk to them guys. Don't forget to come back and forget to give us a talk to you while you're in the league.
I got you, boss. We can talk about how bad Florida State is all the time.
Ha! Where can we find you? What's your Instagram and stuff?
Maybe if y'all change conferences, y'all get a chance to play us. That's all I'm gonna say.
As soon I promise you, as soon as they invite us, Danny White is gonna pull the trigger and join.
He's trying.
Conference.
But we're gonna beat them Gators this year. That's all that matters. So remember, Chris from 3 Beers Podcast said we're gonna run the train on them Gators this year.
There we go.
All right. Hey man, y'all make sure y'all follow me on Instagram at 3rd Johnson Boy, 3RD Johnson Boy, and that's the same thing for Twitter. 3rd Johnson Boy. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
On the draft day, I'm going to be watching for your name to get pulled there, buddy.
I'll be there.
Thank you, boss.
See you again.
Yes, sir. All right.
Well, we just gave the viewers what they were asking for. Jordan
now I know
Johnson.
we promoting it we've been promoting this for months, and he's been busy, man. I'm gonna tell you guys, December we're trying to get him on. He's graduating, and also he does a lot of volunteer work, man. He does a lot of hospital and kid hospital stuff, so that's why he's been busy. I got a hold of him. I said, hey, you graduated. I know you're training, but can we get you on? So I'm glad we got him on, man. He's really cool.
That was awesome. That was awesome.
I'm really glad we got a chance to get him on. I'm trying to get all the guys, man. That's the best era was the Scott Frost era, because we have so much in those 4 years of losing, going 0-15 to the national championship to 2 different coaches. So it's I'm always trying to get those guys. So I'm still trying.
Yeah, nice job. Like I said, this wonderful interview was brought to you by Brat's Beard Care. Yep. Wonderful beard oil, beard soap. Use it. Key lime and apple butter are the blends that I really like. We're still working with Kelly trying to get, a proprietary blend for us to, us jokers that way.
You gotta check him out though on social media because he's almost always at the Winter Garden Farmers Market, but just this weekend he was in DeLand. Oh, he was in St. Petersburg this weekend, and then he was in DeLand too. So always check him out on social media. He's somewhere in the state of Florida.
Yep, Brat'sBeardCare.com. Promo code 3Beards, capital B. Use that, you'll get 20% off plus free shipping. And Nanny Cakes, Nancy Burke. Give her a phone call at 407-923.
2898.
There we go. Yeah,
she's always taking cakes. I'll post it tonight. She just made a Pirates cake, so I gotta post it up tonight. It was really cool. Like I never seen her do something like that before. So she's on Instagram, Nancy.B.Burke, Nanny Cakes, Nancy Burke, Facebook. Always call her. Central Florida area.
Yeah, so she'll take care of you on that, and then check us out: YouTube, Twitter, Instagram. Go,
just posted a picture.
Yep. Check us out. They said share.
Check it out, guys.
Please share us with your friends. Get the word out so we can growing this. Getting more guys.
It's not easy.
Get him to come on because as people see us, it's going to be easier, for name recognition. So thank you everybody for it. You guys, thank you so much. Awesome, great job getting them on, and we will see everybody on Wednesday. So everybody,
ready for some Knowles football? Ready for some Knowles?
No. Dad. No.